Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is YAHMAD. Today we're going to be redoing some old papers, paper 3 from the Information and Communication Technology course, focusing on the website section using Microsoft Expression Web 4. So since I've changed software, I want to redo some of the older papers. So we're doing November 2014. So let's scroll down to the website section of this paper. So this paper also includes spreadsheets. Okay, so if I come down to page 4, so we have a brief introduction here. So a website currently needs to be updated. The owners have decided that a new style sheet will be developed and attached to each web page. So the style sheet is part of the presentation layer and basically it formats your web page. You will create the style sheet to meet their requirements. All codes must be in hexadecimal. So the hexadecimal codes are here. So you've got a hashtag. The codes will be in red, green and blue. So like I mentioned before, we're going to be using Microsoft Expression Web 4, and the first thing we need to do is to create a new style sheet in a suitable package. So in Microsoft Expression Web 4, to create a new style sheet, you can click on File, New, and then you can select CSS. Before I do anything, I want to save the style sheet. So let me go to File, Save As. I'll go to my Documents, Web Expression 2014 winter, and what do we save this as? I'm just going to scroll down and see if there's a name. Yep, so we're going to save the style sheet as N14 table. Okay, so if I copy that name, so I always like to save the style sheet first, just in case your computer crashes and you've done half the styles, at least you can refer to the last time you saved the file. Right, let's save. Okay, what do we need to do? So we need to create a style sheet so each table has, so because we're only going to be focusing on a table, we need to create two tags, so TD and table. So what is TD? TD is for any internal grid lines. So let's imagine if I just open up the comment section on here. So imagine I've got my table. Okay, so that's the outside of the table. Let me just change the color. Deselect this. Okay, so let's go back to the pen, change the color. So in the table, when you have internal grid lines, so you can see the blue marks here, these are the internal grid lines in the table. You have to create a separate TD tag. If you have an external border, you do the external border into table. Okay, so let's get back onto the question. So before I start this, I want to focus what's going to be part of the internal grid lines. So as you can see here, this first part will be, or the internal grid lines will be 2 pixels thick, and then both the internal grid lines and the external border will be navy blue, which will be 80, and also both internal and external borders will be solid. So to create the TD tag, you first need to find this window here. If you can't find a window, you can go to Panels and click on Manage Styles. So we need to create a new style first. I always create the TDs and then anything else we can place in table. Okay, it'll probably make more sense once we attach the style sheet. So let's first of all create a new style. So if I click here, and the first style is going to be called TD. So the only thing we're going to be doing in TD is going to be setting a border for the internal grid lines. So the first thing we identified was the internal grid lines will be 2 pixels. So we can put here 2 for all of the sides. Okay. The internal grid lines as well as the external grid lines, external border will be solid. So we can select solid. Where's solid? Here we go. So you can see the example down here, and both borders, internal and external, will be navy blue. So it says navy blue solid borders, which refers to the internal and also the external. So the color obviously is going to be in hexadecimal. Okay, so if you come to here, what you can do, you can just select any color for now. And because we want navy blue, remember the first 2 characters are for red, this is for green, and navy blue is going to be 80. So it's a slightly darker blue, as you can see here. If I press apply, you can see the TD tag is done and it's all on one line. Let's say, for example, if I modify the style sheet and go back to border, and let's say if I forget something, you can see the code is not fit on one line. So the code should fit on one line. So just double check to see you've not forgotten anything. So 2 pixels wide would be the internal border, okay, or grid lines. After we've done the TD, then we can focus on creating a table tag. So the table tag will include the external border, as you can see in this little diagram here, and also any other properties. Sometimes you can include the table properties in the TD, like the table background color, and it will work. But to help you memorize, let's just focus on keeping the TD just for the internal grid lines, and for anything else we can set this in the table. It works both ways, to be honest. So let's click on New Style. Let's now click on Writing Table, and let's go down. Okay, so each table will have a yellow background color. So if I go to background, and then I can click on this box here, or what else can we do? If we click down here, we've got some options here. So you don't need to remember what the code is for yellow. You can simply click on yellow, and you can see it's done it by default. The code has been inserted. Right, the next thing is the table will be 80% of the window. Okay, so if I go to I think position, and if I type in 80% wide, so it's going to be 80% wide of the window. So what's going to happen if the window is full, then the table will make 80% of the page. If you minimize the page, and I'll demonstrate later, the table will automatically resize according to the size of the page. So this is not a fixed size. If you were doing a fixed size, you would keep it as pixels. This size will change according to the size of your window. Okay, let's now do the external border. So the external border will be 4 pixels. So if we go to border, the external border will be 4 pixels, and then the same properties as the internal border. So it'll be solid and also navy blue. So if I click here, we can select solid, and again, if you just select any color for now, and for the last 2 characters, which is blue, let's put 80, which is navy blue. Okay, and you can see the preview here. So the external border will be blue, it'll be 4 pixels wide, and the border style will be solid. You can have a look at the other styles as well. So that's obviously dotted, but we want a solid line. What else do we need to do? So we've done that one, so we can highlight. We need to collapse the borders. So if you go to table, border collapse, you can select collapse. So this will make 2 lines appear as 1 line, and I'll demonstrate this part again later once I've attached the style sheet. So we've done collapse borders. Cell padding to the top and bottom will be 10. So this is just making a padding of the cell a little bit thicker. So if we go to box, so here we go. I need to deselect this option because the top and bottom will be different. So the top and bottom will be 10 pixels. So if I type in 10 and 10 for the bottom, and left and right will be 20 pixels. Okay, so we've entered that. And finally, any text in the table will be center aligned. So if I go to block, okay, and select center, any text that will be in the table will be center aligned, as you can see here. Let me just see if I change this. Yeah, the text changes. So always have a look at the preview to see if the setting has been applied. So once we click apply, okay, you can see the code is here. So remember, TD should only be focusing on the internal grid lines. Anything else we can put into table. Some of these characteristics will work in either, for example, a background color. But for now, let's just stick with putting internal grid lines in TD and anything else in table. Okay, so now we need to add the text style sheet for table styles. So let me just deselect this as a comment. So to add a comment, let me just first copy this. So question 29, add as text style sheet for table styles to your style sheet as a comment. So to add a comment is basically, whoops, let's click at the bottom. If I start typing, it's trying to think as part of the code. So to make a simple comment which is not part of the code, you need to write /* and then you can copy in the comment, star and slash. So for example, if you need to include your name, you write it as a comment. So remember, you need to include a slash and a star and an actual comment. and then the star and slash. So that's the first comment. I think there's another comment which we need to add. So add your name, center number, and candidate number to your style sheet as a comment as well. So again, we can just put the slash star, write my name. I just want to check to see the order. Center number first, and then center number, and then the candidate number. So I'm going to use 5, 6, 7, 8 for the center number, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the candidate number. To close the comment, slash and then star. Okay, so we've done these two questions here. There's highlight. Where's my highlight pen? Here we go. And let's save the style sheet. Okay, so we can click on this disk here to save. Right, question 32. It says place a copy of your style sheet into your evidence document. So when it says place a copy, what we can do, we can copy and paste. If they were asking for print screen, you can literally print screen it, but we're going to take a copy. So if I go back to my software, if I highlight all of the code, right click, select copy, and this is for question 32. Let's go to my evidence document, 32, copy of the CSS, and then we can paste in the CSS. So if I right click, so that's what we have to do for the first part. We can save the evidence document, and we've completed the CSS section of this web page. So the next part will be to attach the style sheet, and then maybe creating some hyperlinks as well. So we've come to the end of the CSS part. So remember, my advice is if you get a CSS that looks like this, try and identify what is TD. So TD refers to the internal grid lines of a table. So here, obviously, the internal grid lines will be 2 pixels wide or thick, and then both sets of borders were navy blue and also solid. Okay, so now we're going to move on to question 33. So using a suitable software package, open a file n14tc.htm. So this will be the HTML file. So let's go to File, Open, go to my documents, go to the folder 2014 Winter, and the file which we need to open up is going to be this one here. So n14tc. We also have another file called n14 roadbike, which we'll have to use later, I think, but let's open up this file for now. Okay, so here we go. So attach the style sheet saved in step 31 to this web page. So obviously the style sheet we saved was this one here, n14 table, so we need to attach it. So if I go to attach style sheet, so again you need to be referring to the manage styles window or panel. So if you click on panels, if you can't see it, you simply click to open it. It may be on the side and you may have to drag it out. So let's click attach style sheet, browse, and this is the one we need to attach, n14 table. Okay, so as you can see, actually let me just go to the browser. So if I go to preview browser, so this is a table. Okay, so the external border you can see is slightly thicker. Okay, the internal border still is solid and navy blue. I just want to, before I do move on, I want to explain to you the differences between the table and TD again. So let's say, for example, if I wanted to modify the TD, so if I modify the style, go to border and change, choose another color, for example, to show you. You'll see the inside grid lines have changed according to what I've just selected. Okay, so TD refers to the internal grid lines. So let me just change that back to what it was. Okay, 0080. Okay, the next thing I wanted to show you was with the collapsed borders. So if I go to table and modify the style, if I go to table and if I get rid of collapse, you will see we've got 2 sets of lines, and that's the difference with the table border being collapsed or not collapsed. If we do collapse the borders, you'll you'll see the lines will merge into one line, as you can see here. So that's the difference between border collapse and not having it collapsed. And again, you know, if I wanted to, let's say for example, let's change the thickness to 9, and let's make the external borders dashed. You can see in table it's only the external border which is affected. The internal border is still the same. So let's change it back to solid, and let's change it back to 4. Okay, so before we move on, just double check to see the table is right. Background color of the table is yellow. Yep, I'm happy with that. So question 35, replace the text, place candidate details here with your name, center number and candidate number. So yep, that's that piece of text here. So let's put my name, center number 5678, candidate number 1234. Okay, that's that part done. Use the image place in a left column. So let's go down. I'm just going to close this down for now. We can open it up later if we need to. So use the image placed in the left column, okay, the road bike image, to create a hyperlink to a new web page called roadbike.htm, which will open in a new window called _road. So remember, this page doesn't exist at this moment in time. We have this page here and this page here. We don't have this page yet. I think eventually we are going to be saving a page called road bike, so the link will work eventually, but for now the link is not going to work because this page doesn't exist. Anyway, to create a hyperlink, let's right click on the picture, click on hyperlink. So if we click on an existing file or web page, so we should be in the same folder, because eventually we are going to be looking in this folder for this particular file. Let's type in the name of the file that we're going to be looking up, .htm. And what we want is for this page, this page to open a new window called _road. So if we click on target frame, we select new window, which changes to _road. So if it's underscore, it's going to open onto a new window. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So that's question 36 complete. Create a hyperlink from the text, click here, so it sends an email message. So let me just find the text. Yeah, this one here. So let me highlight it. An email message to tc@cie.org.uk with a subject line website offers. So this is an email link. Okay, to create an email link, simply highlight the text, again click on hyperlink, click on email address, and what you want to do is to include this address as the email address. So let me copy and paste. Okay, and then the subject will be website offers, and then if we press OK, if I go to the browser, it may not work on my computer because I don't think I've got it automatically asks you to save. So let's save. I don't think I've installed Outlook on my computer, but let me just double check. Yeah, nothing's going to happen on my computer, but normally if you have Outlook installed or some email software installed, it would basically try and take you to that email software. But you can see there's a code in the bottom left corner, so mail to, then the email address, and then the subject line. What's going to get marked is basically if you go to code, okay, and if I scroll left, this piece of line here, code, will be marked. Okay, so you got mail to, then the address, then you got the subject line, question mark, subject equal. Okay, so that's that question done. Okay, now we're going to create a hyperlink from a text hothouse design to the website. So where's hothouse design? So here's hothouse design. Okay, to the website. So let me copy this whole link first, which will open in a new window called _hothouse. So to hyperlink this, we can highlight the text, click on hyperlink, existing file or web page. Let's type in a full address. Make sure you include http:// we're going to open to a new window, so we click on target frame again, and it's going to be called Hot House Design. So if we click on new window and change it to Hot House, I've missed the underscore, so let me include underscore as well. Okay, so this will open onto a new window. Let's press OK. If you want to check to see if it's working, we can go to the Chrome browser. Automatically will save the changes. Okay, so if I click, it's opened up on a new window, and it's opened the external link, as you can see. Okay, so let's go to the next question now. So we've created a hyperlink. We're going to save the page as n14 tc_worked.htm. So let's save this page. So if we go to File, Save As, make sure we're in the same folder. Let's write the new name in. So I don't need to write .htm actually. So let's save it. And the next thing we need to do is to display the page in the browser, take a screenshot and place this into your evidence document. Okay, so let me first of all display this in the browser now. So again, preview in browser, we'll use Chrome for now. Let me just get rid of these other pages which we have open. So if you are taking a print screen, make sure you zoom out so you can see the full page. Okay, so I can see the full page now. Let me take a print screen. What question was it? It was question 39. I'm going to go to new page, type in 39, print screen in browser. So it's always useful to annotate your print screens. Okay, so that's fine. I don't need to get rid of anything. Maybe I can get rid of the bottom part, but it's really important you include a browser window so you can see the address and the browser window. Okay, I'm happy with that. Print a copy of the HTML markup. So in the old exam papers, they asked you to print a copy of the HTML. In the new exam papers, I ask you to copy and paste this and place this into the evidence document. So to get to the code, if you click on code, this is the HTML, and like I said, this is what's going to get you all of the marks. So you can see the style sheet has been attached. Okay, if we go down, the name has been added. What else can we see? We can see the external links, the email links, and if you go to split view, for example, if you click on a picture, you can see there's a hyperlink from the picture to the roadbike.htm. So all of these things would be marked. So in this case, what you do, you go to File, Print. Okay, let's print, and you print this whole code off. In the new exam papers, you obviously would have to copy and paste this into the evidence document. Right, yep, we've done that. Okay, using a suitable, question 40, using a suitable software package, open a file n14 roadbike.htm. So let's just go back to the normal design view. If we go to File, Open, let's open up the other page. Again, we're going to attach the style sheet that we created previously. So let's get this panel back. So panels, manage style, attach style sheet, browse, n14 table. And this is one of the examples or advantages of making a style sheet. I don't need to format this table on this page. It's basically taking the same properties of the style sheet. So we don't need to make separate style sheets. One style sheet can be used for many pages. Right, replace the text, place candidate details here with your center number, name and candidate number. So again, so I've got to replace the text, edited by, so we need to replace this basically, don't we? So let me put my name. Center number and then candidate number. Okay, we've done that. Set all the text in the right cell of the table as an unordered list. Okay, so this text here will be all unordered. So if I highlight, there's two ways of doing this. You can either click on the bullet points, which is unordered list, or if you click up here, you can select the option for unordered list, this one here. So you can see that it's gone into bullet points. Okay, if we go back to the question paper, set all the text in the bottom cell except for the top line as an ordered list. So except the top line, we need to create all of this text into an ordered list. So again, we can click on a numbered list, or we can go to paragraph and we can go to ordered. So obviously there's a difference. This one appears in some sort of order, 1, 2, 3, 4, and unordered list refers to the bullet points. Okay, save the page as roadbike.htm. Okay, so file, save as. Okay, just need a file name, so roadbike, save. Print a copy of the HTML markup. So again, if you go to the code, they'll want you to print this all off. So you can see this is what you're looking for. The first list will be unordered and the second list will be ordered. So it's OL for ordered and UL for unordered. Okay, and a style sheet has been attached here. So again, to print this code, you go to File, Print, and then you can print this code off. Like I said before, in new exam papers, they expect you to copy this into your evidence document. So let's see. So we come to the end of this. Obviously after this part you print off your evidence document. So let me save the pages. So now if I open up this page here, and when I click on this link here, it's going to open up the roadbike.html page. Okay, so obviously this page now exists because we renamed the file as roadbike. Before, if I clicked on the picture, the link would not work. So we've come to the end of this paper. Hopefully I'm going to be making more past paper videos using, or the website section using Microsoft Expression Web. So I find the software easier actually to use than Dreamweaver, and actually it's a free software, so you can just download it and use it as much as you want. Thanks for your time. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe to show your support to the channel. Thanks again.